So thanks for joining us for the interview portion of the Data Speaks competition at RFG 2018, created in partnership with Sequent. I'm Nicole Doucette, a Science Communication Specialist with Sequent, and I'm joined today by Michael from Australia National University. So Michael's original abstract title was Nolan's type fluorapatite RE deposits, carbonatite metasomatism, and anti-scarrants.
Yep. Yeah.
So what is your revised non-specialist abstract title that I could understand?
Yeah, so a nicer way of saying it would be something like fighting climate change with magma that flows better than water.
Okay, awesome.
Which is completely different than what you just said.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So what question are you trying to answer?
Yeah, well, look, so if we're talking about climate change, so basically the only way to do it is to stop the use of fossil fuels, okay? And the way to do that is with the use of electric vehicles or wind power. And to make them, you need a special group of elements called the earth elements, okay? Now, to make them, you also need to find them. You need to find the ore deposits that do that, right? And it's very hard because quite a lot of them are associated with a certain type of rock that is called the carbonatite. And they're pretty hard to find. And we don't really know why they're there. And another thing is that sometimes you find rare element deposits that are not even related to a carbonatite.
Okay. So what concept does someone need to know then to understand your research?
Yeah, so the concept is that carbonatites, those magmas, are not like, let's say, the magmas in Hawaii that you can poke with a stick, right? If let's say you have a metal deposit in a magma like you or a lava like you have in Hawaii, all you have to do is to go find that lava and it's there. But the thing with carbonatite that it flows better than that. So if you think of a flash flood, it can bring in huge boulders and then it's gone. Right? And then you look at the boulders and then you're thinking, well, how did those boulders get here? So a carbonatite is something like that. It can flow really well, deposit or transfer the metal load it has, and then it's gone. And then you're looking at something that should be something like you think you might find in a carbonatite, but you don't see the carbonatite anymore, which makes them harder to find because instead of looking for a carbonatite, you have to look for things that are not a carbonatite, and we don't always know what those things are.
Okay. So what role does data play in your research?
Quite a lot. So first of all, I do experiments, and then I need to look at what I got in my experiments, which means shooting them with lasers or electron beams or ion beams and all kinds of stuff. And it's a machine that costs millions of dollars, and it gives you a table of numbers. Those numbers are data, right? And something that I've been really understanding maybe now in my final year of my PhD is that there's quite a lot to data quality. How do you get the numbers? So if, as a first year student, you just have, okay, I have a table of numbers, I'll plot it. If it plots on the line, perfect. If not, well, bad luck. But once you start working with it, you understand what the interferences are, what can go wrong. It gives you a much better insight on the data and how to understand it. And also, it gives you the ability to look at data of other people and say, oh, that's actually that good, which is useful.
Yeah, great. Okay. And so why is it important for you to share your data and your research with the world?
Well, it isn't clear because if we want to solve the problem of climate change, we need to find those metals. And part of what I'm doing here is trying to understand the formation of the deposits that supply those metals. Okay?
Yeah. Simple and sweet.
Simple and sweet, yeah.
Okay, thanks for joining us today, Michael.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. So once again, this is the Data Speaks competition at RFG 2018, created in partnership with Sequent. And you can watch all the videos on YouTube or Twitter, #CDataSpeak. Thanks.